Hello everyone. I hope you all are fine. So without wasting any time, just let's start our new chapter. Our new chapter is the making of scientists. It's a theme and a story with a message. हम में से हर कोई लग्जरीज के साथ पैदा नहीं होता या स्टार्टिंग से हमारे पास लग्जरीज, इतना पैसा, इतनी परफेक्ट लाइफ नहीं होती. The story is about a curious child and a journey to become a great scientist. यहाँ पे बात एक ऐसे बच्चे की हो रही है जो एक साइंटिस्ट बनना चाहता है and it works a lot. It talks about his mother impacts his interest in science and enhances it. So let's go ahead and start our story or a chapter. At the age of 22, a former scout of the year excited the scientific world with a new theory how cells work. Richard H. Upbind and his college roommate explained the theory in an article in the Proceedings of National Academy of Science. It was the very first time, this is important, the scientific journal ever published the work of college students. In sports that would be big colleagues at the age of 15 and hitting a home room your first time at a bat. Kiddos, what happened? Our dreams are very high. And it was not wrong. We have to think higher and higher. हमें हमेशा बड़ा सोचना चाहिए और अच्छा सोचना चाहिए. But rather than this, what happens? We have to work hard for that. And it is very important because if you work hard and if you are dedicated to your dreams, nobody can stop you. For Richard E. Bright, it was the first in the long string of achievements in science and other fields. He wants to become a scientist, a great scientist. And all started with butterflies. It was all nice. The situation was good. An only child, Upbind grew up with the north of Reading, Pennsylvania. There wasn't much I could there, he said. I certainly couldn't play football, baseball with a team of one. But there was one thing I can do, collect things. So he did, and did he ever. Beginning in kindergarten, he collected butterflies with the same determination and marked all his activities because what he can do is only collection. So he did that. He also collected rocks, fossils, coins. He became an eager astronomer. 2. Stargazing online because his lackings in that, his dreams is that, his passion is that. So whatever your passion, nobody can stop if you work hard for that. For the first, he had driving curiosity along with a bright mind. He is too intelligent. He also had a mother who encourages interest in learning. What happens? Sometimes our parents not just motivated, encourage us, but his mother is also with us. She took him on trips, brought him telescopes, microscopes, cameras for her encouragement. For her work. I was his companion until he started school. His mother said, after that I would bring home friends for him. But at night, we just things together. Richie was my whole life. After his father died, when Richie was in 3rd grade, she and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. Yes, you are right, her father died and only the mother is there with Richie. So, her mother wants the best for her child, for her son. And she supported her son in every manner. She brought everything for her dream. She wanted that her son become a great scientist. If didn't have things to do, found work for him. Not physical work, but learning things. He liked him. He wanted to learn everything. He earned top grades in school on every day. He just going on the dreams he want. Upbind collected 25 species of butterfly and around his hometown. You can see there in the slide there are subspecies and species of butterfly he collected. Species and subspecies of butterfly collected in 6 weeks in Reading, Pennsylvania. That probably end of my butterfly collecting because he liked very much to find and to astronaut something. But then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch X. The book which told monarch butterfly migrate to Central America, opened the world of science to eager young collector. He likes to collect the species, he likes to collect most thing. So her mother buy a book for him, and at the end of book, readers were invented to help study butterfly migrations. You know what is the meaning of migration? Migration means to move from one place to another in search of anything. Like it can be anything, food, place, shelter, anything. So he is reading on that. By Dr. Frederick Eckwart, University of Toronto, Canada. Mother wrote a D. Eckwart Ebright, attaching the tags, wings of monarchs. Anyone who find a tagged butterfly was asked to Dr. Eckwart. The butterfly collecting season around reading last 6 weeks in the late summer. You can see the graph also which I shown you in the last slide. If you are going to chase them, if you are going to catch them, you can. So the next step of Upbind was flock of butterflies. He would catch a female monarch and take her egg and raise them. Now he is going ahead with that. You know the life cycle is going on. Caterpillar to pupa, pupa to adult butterfly. And take the butterfly wings and let them go. For several years, his basement was home to thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. He wants to collect every one of them. Like you can see in the slide, which is showing like 8%, 2%, 10%. It's the whole graph we are showing to you. Eventually, I began to lost interest in tagging butterfly. It's tedious and not much feedback. Ebright said, now her interest is becoming low and low in that. In the old time, he laughed. Only 2 butterfly are tagged and recaptured. They were not more than 75 miles from where I lived. And you know, the 7th grade he got in a hint, real science, when he entered the country. It was really a sad feeling for him, and sad nobody can ever have. Ebright said this, and now in that stage, he is very upgraded and sad. His entry was frog tissues. Now he want to go rather than this, which he showed under a microscope. He realized that winners had tried to do real experiments. Now he want to do real experiments, not simply make a neat display. And you know, it's real. The subject I knew the most was insect work. And so he wrote to Dr. Eckwart for ideas and back to suggestions for experiment. Because as I told you, Dr. Eckwart is a very great scientist and he knows everything. So he is just taking advice from him. Those kept Upbind busy all through high school and lead to prize projects in country. He just taking prize project in science fairs for his 8th grade project. Upbind tried to find the cause of viral disease that kill nearly all monarch caterpillars every few years. So he wants to find the criteria of that. He wants to find till the depth. So he is trying to do that. He is raising caterpillars in the presence of beetles. I didn't get any real results, he said, but I went breed ahead and showed the experiment. He is trying and trying a lot. This time I won. And this is true. If you fail one time, don't let it be. अगर आप एक बार फेल हो जाते हैं तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप उस चीज को करना छोड़ दें. Let's try again and again. You may cause win. The next year, his science fair project, testing the theory of butterflies, Vicari butterflies, copy monarchs, and he is trying a lot in a real experiments. The theory was like monarchs because don't taste good to birds. They eat but they don't have a good taste. On the other hand side, they look like monarchs. The less they have become birds' dinner. Ebright's project was to see whether, in fact, birds would eat monarchs. He found them starling or monarchs it could get. So he is studying on that. Upbind said latest research by people showed probably do copy the monarch. He is researching on that. He is collecting their species. He is doing the real experiments on that. In his 2nd year in high school, Richard Upbind became the researcher that lead to discover that what are monarchs, unknown fact, insect hormones. He just researching on that. His researching is going higher and higher, day by day. First he started from the butterfly species, then he go to monarchs, now he is on insects. Now let's see how far he is going on his researching. What is the purpose of 12 tiny gold spots on monarch pupa? So let's find out.
To watch the complete video, download the Upbind educational app from Play Store and App Store.